Hey guys, it's Tanae, aka Creative Tea, and that's my baby. Welcome to my channel. For this video, I am doing a time lapse of my latest sticker design. She's my little sunflower black queen. She's beautiful, and I absolutely had a blast. Sorry about the noises, but I had a blast designing her. Oh, my butt is going crazy. And I really hope you guys enjoy this time lapse. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you. Bye. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started for the sticker design. The first thing that I did was start with my guidelines for the face, of course, and then a rough sketch of what I wanted the hair to look like. One of the biggest things for this painting that I really wanted was to capture the big, beautiful curly hair, as that is just something that's so beautiful to me as someone who has curly hair, and the bigger the better to me. Then I started to go in, after that rough sketch, I started to kind of line another rough sketch. So this isn't actually my line art layer, this is still my rough sketch, or cleaner sketch than my first one. But I really just want to kind of get the idea of how I wanted the hair, where I wanted the flowers, also what type of flower that I wanted. So that's what you see here. At this point, I'm just kind of I'm kind of just laying out ideas for the hair and how I want the curls to look and what kind of definition each thing has. I decided to go with the sunflower because I feel like the color yellow is just so beautiful against darker skin, so that's something that I wanted to portray in this painting. Or sticker design, whichever you want to call it. Then now here I am finally going in with my line art. As I said before, my last painting video, if you watched it, I like to add some details in my actual line art work just because I think it looks prettier in the end. So I'm going through and lining all aspects of her face, hair, the flowers, all that great stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward while I line all these out. So before I started to lay down the actual base colors, because as you see I kind of go a little crazy, I got ahead of myself, but before I did the actual flat colors, I went back in and I fixed her hair up a bit because I was not satisfied with how her hair was looking at the ends. I just felt as though the hair at the ends were looking a little stringy and fake. So then I went in now with my flat colors. I added the blush to the face because, as you know, we all have blood running under our skin, so it gives us a little bit of warmth to our face, and I added that in. And so then after that I started with my first shadow pass. I used a dark blue color, and then I did it on multiply and lower the opacity. Then I started to kind of add a little bit more liveliness to her face by adding some highlights in. And then I work on the eyes, and again I do the kind of same concept that I do with the shadows in the face with the eyeball as well. I added that dark blue over. Then at this point, this is just me trying to figure out how to add more color into her face to make it look a little bit more lively than something that is just flat. I did end up having 3 flowers in the initial design in her hair, but I felt like it was a little bit too much and a little clunky, so I decided to take one out. And then here you see me working on the crown and then back in her face. Then I started on the hair, and I started to add a gradient first. That's the first thing that I did. You add a gradient behind the ears, well, she doesn't have ears, but behind the neck, where anything a shadow hits, add the darker color, then add a lighter color to the top of her head. Then I went in with a basic curl brush just to kind of lay out a pattern, and then I just took a round hard brush and I started to draw half circles or C's with the 3 tones that I used, which is her shadow, her neutral, and her highlight color. And I did that basically all over the head, completely random, because that's what curls are. They're random, they're all over the place. There is not a sense of organization to it, which I find beautiful. So I just went ahead and did that with the curls, and just enjoy it because it is beautiful to watch. After using the round brush in the hair, I then took a hairbrush and start doing the finer details of the hair to kind of give it a little bit more, I don't know the right word that I'm looking for, but a little bit more life to it. So So I add in some flyaways on the edges, and then on like by her eyes and the bangs and by the crown, and then I dress the highlights and shadows a little bit more. And then this is where I start to go in and add in some depth to the gems on the crown. And then after that, I started to work on the colors of the flowers. Had to go ahead and render that out, and you just add in a little bit of colors into the sunflowers because they're not just yellow. So add a little bit of orange to kind of give it some more depth and make it look more realistic. So then I did that for every single sunflower. After adding the details in for the sunflower, I went back to the hair and I took that same fine hairbrush and started to add in textured curls throughout the body of the hair. Again, I was still using that C motion, and I used the dark color and the highlight color to add in a little bit more texture to her curls to kind of give it, to make it look more realistic, and I think it looked really pretty in the end. Then I adjusted her skin color one more time in the hue and saturation option in Procreate. And then this is where I go through with my final highlights just to kind of give it one more oomph. And then in order to do the sticker, you gotta line it in white, and that's it. And that's my sunflower queen. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video and really enjoyed this drawing. Thanks again, guys.